Yo guys, and welcome to HITC Sport. In 2016, Leicester were the champions of England, Chelsea finished 10th after the worst title defense in the Premier League era. Sunderland were still a Premier League team, and Marcus Rashford made his debut for United as one of England's biggest prospects. Today we're going back to 2016 to see who made the PFA Team of the Year and look what these players are up to today. This was one of the weirdest seasons I've ever seen in the league, and believe me, this is an interesting team. So without further ado, let's have a look at the team. Goalkeeper, David De Gea. The season started off very disappointing for the United goalkeeper. After missing out on a transfer to only the most decorated club in the world after a fax machine apparently broke on the deadline day with the deal falling through at the last hour. And I don't blame him for starting the season frustrated, as he had to settle for an FA Cup trophy that season, while Real Madrid went on to win the Champions League, winning it again the next season and also the one after that. However, after a rocky start, De Gea found his feet again, having a great season, keeping 15 clean sheets, only one less than Golden Glove winner Petr Cech. 6 years later, De Gea is still in between the sticks for Manchester United. In recent years, the Spanish shotstopper had some outstanding campaigns with the 2017-2018 season, probably the best of the bunch. But the United goalkeeper also had some forgettable seasons. This season, De Gea is back to his best, saving United numerous times, even ranking number 1 in the Premier League for expected goals saved at the start of the year. Right back, Hector Bellerin. Oh, what could have been for the Spanish defender. In his early years at Arsenal, Bellerin saw himself linked with European giants like Barcelona every single transfer window. This wasn't completely out of the blue, as Bellerin played in Barca's youth setup until the age of 16. The 2015-16 season was the campaign where Bellerin established himself as a starter for Arsenal, playing 36 games in the league, with Arsenal finishing runners-up to Leicester. Bellerin earned his first senior cap for Spain in May 2016, getting called up by Vicente Del Bosque. The years after, Bellerin missed many games due to injury, even being sidelined for 49 games between 2018 and 2019. This brought his development at Arsenal to a standstill, subsequently leaving the club in 2021. At 27 years old, Bellerin is back in Spain playing for Real Betis after Arsenal loaned him out at the start of the season. So far, the right back has impressed for 5th place Betis, playing 21 times for the club from Sevilla. His contract expires in a year's time, with Betis eager to make his loan permanent at the end of the season. Centre back, Wes Morgan. Yeah, you heard it right. Wes Morgan made the team of the season that year. The Leicester captain guided his team to Premier League glory in 2016 alongside fellow centre-back Robert Huth. How this centre-back pairing ever managed to win the league still baffles me to this day. But credit where credit is due, and Wes Morgan was absolutely insane that season. Leicester narrowly escaped the drop the season prior to winning the league after earning more points than any other club in the last 9 games of the season. In 2014-15, the Foxes were in 4th place for goals conceded, showing that their defense was one of the worst in England. But a season later, that all changed, as Morgan and his teammates all of a sudden had the 2nd best defense in England, conceding only 36 goals. Morgan retired at the age of 37 after making 324 appearances for the club, and after his retirement, Morgan announced that he has set his sights on a position in the boardroom. Centre back, Toby Alderweireld. This was Toby Alderweireld's first season for Spurs after arriving in the summer of 2015 for 60 million euros from Atletico Madrid. The Belgian defender was already used to the Premier League, playing on loan for Southampton the season prior to his Spurs switch. In 2014-15, Alderweireld played 26 times in the 2nd best defense of England, as the Saints only conceded 33 goals. This was enough to convince the Lily Whites to sign him before the 15-16 campaign. Spurs ended the season in 3rd place, qualifying for the Champions League, as Alderweireld, just like Morgan, played all 38 games in his debut year. Alderweireld went from the 2nd best defense with Southampton to the best defense in the league, only conceding 35 goals in the entire campaign. The Belgian defender stayed with Spurs until the end of last season, with the Champions League final of 2019 his biggest achievement with the club. The Belgian defender is now winding down his career in Qatar, playing 19 games so far this season. Left back, Danny Rose. To be fair, I had no recollection of Danny Rose making this team. Nowadays you can barely call Rose a Premier League player, as he rarely gets a look in, but back in 2016, things were very different for the 29-capped English defender. The 15-16 season was probably the best season of his career, as just like Alderweireld, he was integral to Spurs' solid defense that conceded the least goals during the season. Rose also helped out on the other side of the pitch with 1 goal and 3 assists. After the campaign, Rose saw his game time decrease season after season, with Spurs hoping a loan move to Newcastle in 2020 would help his career get back on track. This didn't happen, however, and the season after, Spurs froze him out of the squad completely, with the international featuring in none of Spurs' games. In 2021, Watford picked him up on a free transfer, where he has played 8 times this season, as Watford are fighting against relegation. Central midfield, Dele Alli. We're completing a trio of back-to-back Spurs players with Dele Alli, and we're not even done there yet as there is still one more to come. The 15-16 season was Dele's first in the Premier League after arriving from MK Dons. He immediately showed his class, becoming a regular for Spurs, scoring 10 while assisting another 11 from midfield. Shortly after his debut for Spurs, Dele also got his first England cap, playing a few minutes in a 2-0 victory over Estonia. Dele impressed the entire season at Spurs, immediately winning the PFA Young Player of the Year. One of the highlights from the season was the outrageous goal he scored against Crystal Palace that got named as Goal of the Season by BBC. The future looked bright for Alli, who continued his upwards trajectory, scoring a whopping 18 goals from midfield the next season, winning the PFA Young Player of the Year for the second consecutive season. However, this turned out to be Dele's last elite campaign as he dropped off every single season, also seeing his game time decrease as several managers tried to get him back to his best. After several years, the Lilywhites grew frustrated with Alli, deciding to sell him to relegation fighters Everton for a fee around 40 million. So far, Dele isn't even a starter for the Toffees, as it looks like his career is turning out to become one of the most disappointing we've seen in the last years. What a shame for a once amazing midfielder. Central midfield, N'Golo Kante. If you can make Danny Drinkwater look world class, you are for sure one of the best midfielders in the world, and that is exactly what Kante is. The 15-16 campaign was Kante's breakout campaign as he was integral to Leicester City's Premier League triumph. Kante won a staggering 106 tackles in the 15-16 season, which was by far the most of any players in the league. He played 37 times, missing just one game, scoring once in the process. But Kante's defensive work earned him all the praise as he gave Leicester's forwards the freedom to attack, knowing that Kante would clean up after them. After winning the Premier League, Kante left Leicester after just one season for Chelsea, winning another Premier League title in his first season at the club, also winning the PFA Player of the Year award. In the following years, the French midfielder won the Champions League, Europa League, UEFA Super Cup, FIFA Club World Cup and the FA Cup. Not bad for a guy who still drives a broken Mini Cooper. Right wing, Riyad Mahrez. After even playing with Leicester in the Championship, Mahrez became a Leicester legend, winning his side their first Premier League trophy ever. To this day, the 15-16 campaign was Riyad Mahrez's best if you look at his output. The Algerian winger made 29 goal contributions, scoring 17 while assisting another 12. Mahrez deservedly won the PFA Player of the Year award as he was the creative engine for the team. After the season, Mahrez remained at Leicester, extending his contract with the club, subsequently staying 2 more years after the Foxes inevitably dropped off. In 2018, Manchester City signed the Algerian magician for a fee close to 70 million. In the years since, Mahrez extended his trophy cabinet, winning 2 more league titles, 2 EFL Cups, the FA Cup and the Community Shield. Mahrez also reached the Champions League final with City in 2021, losing to Chelsea. Left wing, Dimitri Payet. What a sensational season this was for Payet. The Hammers finished the season in 7th place with Payet by far their best player the entire season. The amazing free kicks, breathtaking assists and unbelievable dribbles. At times it looked like Payet carried West Ham all by himself. Payet made 21 goal contributions, scoring 9 times while setting up his teammates 12 times. His free kick against Crystal Palace was a demonstration of the unbelievable technique that Payet had, showing complete control over the ball. Apparently there was something this season about players scoring great goals against Crystal Palace. Anyways, the Hammers thought that they had gold in hand for years to come after Payet's sensational debut campaign, but nothing could have been further from the truth. The following season, Payet forced through a transfer back to Marseille, completely isolating himself from his teammates and refusing to train or play for the club. Payet got his transfer in January of 2017, with him still at the club in 2022. He reached the Europa League final in 2018 and this season his team is currently second in France while also playing in the Conference League quarterfinals. Striker Harry Kane. Going into the 15-16 season, many people thought that Harry Kane was a one-season wonder. Fast forward to May 2016 and Kane looked to be the real deal after helping his side finish 3rd and winning the Premier League Golden Boot. Kane scored 25 times while giving 3 assists, becoming the Premier League top scorer for the first time in his career, also becoming England's main striker at the 2016 Euros. In the season after, Kane became top scorer again, this time with 29 goals while also scoring 23 times in the 2020-2021 season to win his 3rd Golden Boot. After trying to leave Spurs for Manchester City last summer, Kane still remains at the club after the Lilywhites kept him to his contract that expires in 2024. Striker Jamie Vardy. Vardy was the 4th and last Leicester City player to feature in this team, but definitely not the least. The former Fleetwood Town striker won the Premier League title at the age of 29 after playing his first Premier League game at 27 in 2014. In his entire career, the 15-16 season was Vardy's best, scoring 24, only 1 goal behind Golden Boot winner Kane, while also assisting his teammates 12 times. Vardy even broke Van Nistelrooy's record, scoring 11 games in a row, beating the Dutchman's record from 2003. His unbelievable 36 goal contributions inspired his team to win the Premier League title as he was top scorer and top assister for his side. Vardy never left Leicester City, remaining at the club in 2022. He even won the 2021 FA Cup with Leicester after winning his first and only Golden Boot in 2020. There is no doubt that Vardy will be remembered as Leicester City's greatest player ever. Let's have one more look at the team, where Spurs and Leicester provided the majority of the players with 4 each, while Arsenal, Manchester United and West Ham filled the remaining spots. So guys, thanks for watching all the way through the end. As always, like, share and subscribe, and I see you in the next one. Peace.